This summer, my mom and my sister and I flew to the United States to visit our family who we haven't seen in 4 to 5 years. And while we were there, we decided to visit New York City. It's kind of an important city in our family. It's where my mom was born and where she lived for a large part of her 20s. It's also where my dad lived for a year, and because of that, it's also the city where my mom and dad met. And because of that, it kind of is responsible for me being alive today. And I haven't been there since I was 3. And we thought it would be really nice to go visit there. So feel free to join us on our little 24-hour trip to New York City. We took the train from Beacon, and this train ride is probably the most beautiful one I've ever been on in my whole life. The nature, the water, it's just beautiful, and it's such a juxtaposition with New York City. Both different and both beautiful. We arrived at Grand Central, and this station is so breathtakingly beautiful. My shots do not do it justice at all. I was just overwhelmed, but it's so beautiful. The ceiling is amazing. And after this, we actually went to the Barnes & Nobles. This is us drinking Starbucks in the Barnes & Nobles. My sister loves Barnes & Nobles. We don't have them in the Netherlands. And we actually went to other stores, but I didn't film that. So we went to get a lunch at a deli, and this was so good. I'll try to find the name of the deli so I can put it in the description, but it was amazing. And then we went to the Met. Obviously, we had to go to a museum, and I really wanted to go to this one for the fashion exhibits. Again, this is such a beautiful building. Before this, we actually went into Saks Fifth Avenue and, to see all the fancy clothes. That was also a very beautiful building. My mom said it wasn't the same as when it was when she lived there, because she said it was even more beautiful back then. But this building of the Met is just so gorgeous, and there's so many different styles of art and periods, when art was made. It's so awesome. We went to the ancient Egyptian section first because my sister was super excited about that, and to be fair, I was too. And it was so beautiful. They had so many things. It was amazing to look at, really. And this area was maybe my favorite of the whole Met because it's just so beautiful. It was amazing to sit there. It was nice and cool with the water, and you can see the relics there. It's just so pretty. I really loved how they used this projector to show how it would have looked like back when it was actually standing in ancient Egypt. I thought this was super cool and a really creative way to show it from what it looks like now to what it looked like then, or what they think it would have looked like, and thought that was just really cool. And then there was so much beautiful stained glass. I love stained glass, but this is on a whole nother level than what you usually see in houses. And this fountain, I have no words. It's just so beautiful. This one too, there was even so much more stuff that I didn't include, but I just wanted to show some of my favorite things. If you're in New York, definitely go visit here because it's just a ridiculously beautiful museum, and there's something for everybody. My sister doesn't usually like museums, and she loved this place. So I think that says a lot, and the architecture is stunning. Then we went to the In America and Anthology of Fashion exhibit. This is really cool. I only have a few shots of this because everything was very dark. I actually really wanted to see America, a lexicon of fashion, but I thought it wasn't there anymore. But later I found out that it was still there. But this part of this exhibit was so beautiful. It was awesome. There was really cool music playing too. I'm not including that in case of copyright, but this was so beautiful, showing these historic clothing pieces in such a cool way. I thought this was also one of the coolest things we saw there. So that was really, really nice. But yeah, the other exhibit was still there. Obviously, because it's a 2-part exhibit, I could have known that. I thought this jewelry was just so beautiful. There was just so many beautiful things, even that I didn't film because I was just overwhelmed by pretty stuff the whole time, basically. Also, some of the rooms are really dark with this exhibit, as you can see, like with these staged areas that have like music playing. It's really cool. Then we went to the kimono exhibition, and this was so beautiful. There's one that's my favorite that's coming up in a second, and I just stood there for like 5 minutes, and that's the one with the peacock there in the middle. It's just so pretty. Then I went to the In America, a lexicon of fashion, and it is so beautiful. This is like before you enter some of the looks they have here. I love these patchwork dresses, they're so beautiful. And then you go down the steps, and there were so many beautiful pieces by so many different designers, and it was just really wonderful to see. Obviously, I didn't film all of it, so you know there's something if you're going to visit yourself you can still see, but I just wanted to show some of my favorites, and I was in awe. These were just so beautiful. I loved this one. I thought it was so beautiful. This one is also so unique. I've never seen anything like it before. I really loved these pink gingham looks, especially the last one I'm going to show you. These were just so stunning. This one was my favorite. This was one of my favorites of the whole exhibition. And then they also had a few like yellow ones that I really liked. This like catsuit type thing. This beautiful dress here as well. And then the next dress is breathtakingly beautiful, and that's this one. This is like so gorgeous. I just think it's so special looking, and I love the color. It's the perfect yellow. And then this was my favorite dress and like outfit of like the whole exhibition. It's like a crochet knit piece, and I think it's just so stunning. I'm actually going to try to recreate this for myself because I just think it's so beautiful. And then next to it was this other one that I also really liked. There were just so many beautiful pieces of clothing here. If you had the chance to go here, definitely do, because it was so amazing and it was just a really great experience. Then we took a cab to my mom's old apartment where she used to live in her 20s, and we visited a friend of my mom's aunt who sadly passed away, but her friend still lives there. It was her best friend, and we went to visit her, and it was super nice, and it was amazing to see like the apartment that my mom used to live in and the street she used to live on, because I've never gotten to see that. I mean, I probably have when I was 1 or 3, but I don't remember. And it's just super awesome to share these memories with my mom and sister. And this is the street. And yeah, we ate pizza on the roof, and it was super amazing. And we watched the sunset, and it was just super beautiful. And yeah, it was one of my favorite parts of our whole vacation. And the pizza was the best pizza I've ever eaten in my life. The next morning, we ate at this place, and we had some mango juice and some really good bagels. Well, my sister actually had like a sandwich, but my mom and I had bagels just with cream cheese, onions, tomatoes, and capers. And I hate capers, but these capers were so good. I've never liked capers before in my life. Suddenly, I loved them. It was weird. Then we walked towards Little Island on the High Line. And this was such a nice walking experience because you don't have to wait like on the corner of every block. You can just walk. It was super nice. It's such a weird contrast with like the nature and the flowers and then seeing like the huge city. It was a super lovely walk. And yeah, it was just really nice and really gorgeous. And it gives you such a nice view of the city. And yeah, there were so many really beautiful like wildflower type of flowers. Like I'm sure they're managed, but they were just really, really beautiful. And it was just a really lovely walk. And then we arrived at Little Island, and it's such a weird sight because it has all these like weird poles that look like mushrooms almost coming out of the water. But it's such a beautiful park. We walked up this little hill. I sped it up for you because it was taking a little long. But this is so pretty. It's such a nice place to hang out. And like, if I lived in the city, I would totally like come here and read, like, if I lived near here because it's super nice. Apparently, they have events here and stuff too. But it was just super beautiful. Yeah, and I really enjoyed walking around here. They also had public restrooms that were extremely clean, which is, kind of weird information to give you, but I feel like it's kind of important when you're, playing tourist or being a tourist in a city. Yeah, but this thing was so trippy to look at. Very interesting. But yeah, it was such a beautiful place to walk around. And yeah, after this, we just walked along the water. We went to visit the World Trade Center Memorial. I obviously didn't film there because that would have felt rude and disrespectful, but it was a very sad place to be, so we did leave there quite quickly. But yeah, I thought it was important to go and see that. Um, but yeah, here we were walking around the water's edge, and there were just really beautiful flowers because we wanted to see the Statue of Liberty. And then we walked up the Brooklyn Bridge, which I really want to do, but honestly, that was kind of a mistake because it was like super warm. It's like 30 degrees Celsius, like even maybe higher than that. So yeah, that was intense. And then we took the subway to like the direction of the Strand, and we walked around there for a little bit. It was nice. I bought a coloring book, and yeah, it was a nice bookstore. There weren't that many secondhand books, which I was a little sad about. But I also couldn't bring back home that many things, and I was already thrifting a lot, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy a coloring book. Then we had this food that was okay. I mean, I'm not gonna link it because it was not, I would not recommend it. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't exciting. And in New York City, you're gonna spend money on food, so you wanna make sure you have something you really like. But then we went to the library to look inside for a little bit before we left. We actually went to the Barnes and Nobles before this as well to get the books that my sister wanted to buy while we were there, because they have exclusives that they don't have in the Netherlands. And yeah, this was the library. It was also, again, architecturally so beautiful. And yeah, I walked around there for just a little bit. I think we were in there for like 20 minutes maybe. And yeah, it was just so beautiful again. And I went to see like a little exhibit that was on maybe the upper level, I'm not sure, but it was really beautiful. It had like these butterflies, and here I took some pictures and videos of that too. And yeah, this was a really nice end to our day. After this, we took the train back home to my grandfather and his wife, up where they live in upstate New York. And yeah, it was just a super lovely 24-hour trip to New York. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos. And yeah, I hope you have a really great day, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye everyone!